Hello, we're going to be looking at Little's law, which is quite used in most queuing systems. The agile world, as we know, has a lot of work in progress items, and there's a lot of batching when people start working. And then Kanban, of course, has this things to do, doing, and done, and there's a work in progress that determines the flow in organizations. So if you're able to optimize the flow in organizations and get to an optimum flow, you can actually improve the efficiency and the productivity. So in teams. So that is, so Little's law was postulated way back in the early 1900s. So it talks about the fact that in any average queuing system, the number of requests that can be served by that any queuing system is equal to the throughput of the system multiplied by the average wait time of any item in the queue. So in times of COVID, so let us say that a restaurant which is allowing people to dine with social distancing, and we are not allowed to, you have to maintain a close distance between set of people. So like, you can't have too many people being huddled into the restaurant. If that is the new rules of the game. So let us say the restaurateur who's running the restaurant, he wants to know what is the optimum number of customers that he can service at any given point of time. So let us say that the total number of people that in an hour walk into his restaurant is around 30 people, and the time spent by each person is around 6 minutes, let us say. That's the average time that a person spends in the restaurant. So you could find out that, and he is now bothered with the fact that do I need to increase my queuing area so that as people pour in, so will I need to increase the queuing area. So his restaurant can currently accommodate around 8 people inside the restaurant. So if the average number of people who walk into his restaurant is 30 and each person spends around 6 minutes within that, so you can using Little's law, you can find out that there are given point of time in his restaurant who are there in the premises. So he can find out that, okay, I don't need to scale my restaurant to accommodate 8 people as of now. So the current capacity is good enough. So this is a law that's quite useful for queuing systems. You can use it in software engineering. And let us say that you've got an app server problem, and an app server can actually process 10 concurrent requests. Let us say that 2 seconds is the wait time to service a request. So using this, you can find out that the throughput of the app server is around 5 requests per second. So you could actually check this by loading in performance testing for workload modeling and scaling the application to figure out, okay, from using a JMeter test, using a JRun test suite, you can actually bombard that server with similar sort of numbers and see whether you are actually exceeding those numbers or you're well within the numbers. So it can be used for performance modeling and finding out the scalability in numbers. So I like this example from Don Reinstern, who actually talks a lot about the dynamics of work in progress and the cost of delay, the cost of handling versus the cost of transaction. So he gives a nice example of, let us say a person wants to eat an egg every day. So he would actually go to the nearby grocery stop, and let us say he takes a decision that, okay, for me the cost of going to the grocery is way too much. Let me stock up a year's full of eggs in my place, and then that will avoid me the travel time and the cost of going to the grocery every now and then. But then if you take that approach, you have to have a higher refrigerator, you have to stock in all the eggs, and then that would have its own cost of handling. So there needs to be a good trade-off between the cost of handling versus the cost of transaction, which is actually going and getting those stuff from the market. So the best way is eat an egg, buy an egg, eat an egg, buy an egg kind of stuff. So don't stock anything. So similar sort of a concept is quite useful while you're planning work in digital systems and in agile systems and in Kanban. So this principle is quite useful, the Little's law. So which talks about the optimum need and the wait time that you need to calibrate within systems so that you can actually arrive at the most efficient form of efficiency and productivity. So it could be management's prerogative to drive everybody to let us increase the workload of everybody involved. Let us push them to have 100% billable and 100% utilized. But this is counterintuitive to actually achieving the productivity numbers because as per the figures that you can see, I'll put up a chart here. So you could see that when you push the utilization to 100%, the wait time increases to infinity. And if that is the case, then you should not be actually going towards this sort of a scale. So you should always be going for a throughput optimization between workload and optimization. So if you don't do that, you're risking everything in the name of efficiency and productivity, which is counterintuitive. So Little's law is quite useful in digital systems, and it is as relevant as it was 50 to 100 years ago. So this is a small tip that I want to leave you with, which is also part of the digital practitioner's body of knowledge that is recently released by the Open Group. Thanks very much for watching.